Welcome back to What She Said. Canadian actor Alexandra Beaton is here with us. Alex is currently seen worldwide on Family, Disney, Hulu, and BBC Kids, and Emily in The Next Step, and she's really part of the family.
Well, she is part of the family because we managed to land an interview right in the middle of filming because I'm her mom.
Yes.
And she's a very gracious daughter. But also with her is Zachary Foster. I refer to them as my basement dwellers, but they are. They're both working hard. Zach's just graduated from marketing, and I've been very impressed at what you two have done. You've launched a lot of things online, a travel vlog, a lifestyle blog, as well as the Instagram and Twitter. Now, Alex, is this something you see as a form of communication with fans of your acting, or is it something that could spawn an entirely different career down the road?
Well, I don't think it has to be one or the other. I think it's both. Something Zach and I always talk about is making everything circular and being able to control the dialogue that goes on around me and around us. So I think that's why we really decided to go for the blog and everything kind of online, because it just lets us control the narrative, and it also gives us so many opportunities that we would not normally have.
I think you're ahead of the curve. I think many people are finding now there's no one direction, there's no one stream anymore. And when did you realize that you were going to be sort of expanding to a 360-degree view of what you would do?
That's a good question. It was actually Zach's idea that I start the blog. And because he has a degree in marketing, he really he does still help with the content and how we do everything and what's the layout and what kind of makes it interesting, not only to viewers of The Next Step, but also viewers my age, viewers that are older than me, just viewers in general, I guess.
So Zach, what do you feel that young artists and entertainers have to gain from this kind of multi-platform branding? It seems that social media not only has to be embraced, you really have to work at it.
Yeah, it's definitely not just an afterthought. It has to be planned out, I think. For Alex and I guess other similar artists and actors and stuff, the benefit is that you already have the following, you already have the people that are, interested in you. So now you can branch out and do other things that you love. And not only can you do them, but you can get paid to do them, or you can have people, just help you out. So basically Alex's other interests are fashion, travel, food, and because of her following, we're able to now make all those part of her job, right?
Right. So is it hard, Alex, then to maintain a privacy line? And how concerned are you about the responsibility of being considered a role people to your younger followers?
It's never, to be honest, been a concern for me, because it's never been something I personally have struggled with. I know exactly how I want to be portrayed and the line that I have to walk carefully to be okay with my younger viewers, but still be interesting to my older viewers. So that's honestly something I've never struggled with. I've also never been the kind of person who wants to post like Saturday night party pics. There's so much more interesting things going on in my life that I think people would want to see.
Something I'm curious about, you are so talented and you have such a broad view of the world, and yet you were really determined to get an education. Why? And what would you say to other young people who maybe are artists?
I don't want to say that's a silly question, but to me, education is the one thing that cannot be taken away from you once you have it. I mean, nobody's going to say, no, you don't have a university degree once you have a university degree. It's something that belongs to you. And because this industry is so fickle, you never want to not have a backup plan. I know some people say like plan A should be your only plan, like that you have to just go for it. But to me, why? Why do you have to pick one area to concentrate your entire life in? Isn't life about exploring every opportunity presented to you? And I was lucky enough that my mom and dad paid for university for me. I didn't come out with any debt. So to me, I would have been making a really bad decision if I didn't take them up on what they were giving to me.
Yeah, we told her she had to get a summer job to earn some money. So what does she do? She goes and she lands the next step. It's like, oh, okay, so there you go. And to her credit, very responsible, like took over all her bills, even her car insurance. Parents, it's great. Now, you have a big social conscience, a strong philanthropic streak. Tell us what causes you're most passionate about.
I think a cause that Zach and I were recently talking about is we went to High Park and we visited the zoo. And yes, it was so interesting to see these animals that you wouldn't really see on a regular basis. But Zach and I both just felt a little bit sad. So that's like a new philanthropic thing we're starting, is we really do believe animals should belong in the wild. And especially because Zach is from Barbados and gets to see so many cool animals in the wild on a regular basis. It's just so much better to see them in their natural habitat. So that's a big one that we're just starting. And also education of young women is a big one for me personally. I think those are probably my two main focuses right now.
Yeah, absolutely.
How do the two of you now, with the spotlight on you with this vlog, stay grounded?
I mean, it's not as crazy as you might think, but
We do live in my parents' basement. So it's pretty easy to remain grounded.
Undergrounded.
Yeah.
Underground. But it's work. I mean, you guys are scheduling appointments. You're going out to do the blog. Now tell everyone, the blog can be found if you Google Beaton & Co.
Yeah, www.beatonandco.com.
And the YouTube channel, which has that very cool video from Barbados, your travel video.
That's Beaton and Foster, yeah.
Beaton and Foster.
Yeah.
Okay, Beaton and Foster. Now, we know we're allowed to say that you're filming The Next Step currently this summer, and your young fans, can you tell them anything?
I can't tell you much. I can tell you that I will be on season 5. I can tell you that it's going to be very, very interesting. Emily is going to be in a new role that'll be cool, I think. I'm enjoying it anyway. But that's really all I can tell you, or else you're going to get me fired.
Okay, and I don't want to do that because I'd like them out of my basement.
But you also have other projects
Yes.
that are coming up that are very exciting.
Yes, so I actually will be taking part in Sleeping Beauty. That will be premiering at the Elgin. It's Ross Petty's winter show.
Pantomime.
Yeah, it's a
Amazing.
pantomime. Zach was actually in a pantomime back in the day, too. So he's been giving me some tips. So it's going to be Sleeping Beauty, and I'm going to be playing one of Sleeping Beauty's charms from her bracelet that comes to life. If you've ever seen Ross Petty's show, you know they're kind of a take on classic fairy tales, and they're amazing. I mean, they're really a good introduction to theater for younger kids. Like, you can come if you're as young as 3, because through audience participation, we make it really interactive, but there's so many jokes in there for adults as well.
Yeah.
It's kind of, it's really fun because the stuff that will go over the kid's head, they'll still be able to laugh at, but they won't really understand.
And Hilary Farr is taking over from Ross
from
Petty.
HGTV, Love It or List It.
Playing the evil one. Now, she had a non-speaking part, and what is that, an SOC?
SOC, Silent on Camera.
Part in the Rocky Horror Picture Show because her neighbor was Tim Curry. That's pretty cool.
Do we know the dates yet for
Yes,
that?
you
For
do.
people who may want to book tickets, because I know it's hugely popular. I'm sure there could be a waiting list, maybe.
Maybe. But you can find tickets at www.rosspetty.com. And right now, opening is November 25th, and then it goes to December 31st. But we may extend a week just depending on school and what everybody's doing and, ticket sales.
Well, it's a perfect Christmas present for your children.
I think so.
Yeah, absolutely.
Come see me.
Or your grandchildren. Now, when you go to a movie or a play, do you enjoy it, or do you find the professional in you dissecting it?
It depends. If it's bad, then I dissect it. I'm like, how did this happen? But mostly if it's a really good production, I'm into it. I can appreciate it. Some artists that I really look up to, I'll dissect their performance, but only if I'm ever watching the movie a second or third time.
I just wanted to ask if there was anything on your still to-do list. I mean, you've had a short life, but you've done so much.
Travel. Travel for sure is a big one for Zach and I. We're actually going on a 6-week trip to Europe, and we're really excited because we're working with a few countries right now who are going to be sponsoring our stay. So what are they?
So we're going to Salzburg, Austria. We're going to Hamburg, Germany. We're going to Tallinn and Riga. And these are all countries that are sponsoring our stay, so they're paying for our hotel and our accommodations.
And this is why you need a marketing boyfriend. Okay, so again, you'll be able to follow along at Beaton and Foster on YouTube, and Alexandra can be found on Twitter at I am Al Beaton, and just Al Beaton on Instagram, and her uncle complains about that. Uncle Alan. Never mind. He said he thought there was already an Al. Thank you so much for coming in, and
No
good luck.
problem.
And
Thank
I'm
you
looking
so
forward
much.
to seeing you in a pantomime. I think it's going to be great.
Yeah, and I'll also see you at home.